Chuka, a graduate struggling to find a job, sat worried about his future until he suddenly felt the urge to urinate. But when he got to the toilet, what came out left him speechless. Pure milk. A miracle or a curse? Will his life change? Watch what happened. In the bustling heart of Lagos mainland, where chaos and opportunity walk hand in hand, there lived a young man named Chuka Nwobi, a 27-year-old graduate of microbiology who had spent 3 long years searching for a job that never came. Life had cornered him into the tiny room he rented in Ojulegba, surviving on bread, sachet water, and hopeless dreams. But one night, a night he would never forget, everything changed. It began with a strange pain in his lower abdomen. At first, Chuka thought it was food poisoning. He tossed and turned, sweating profusely, until a powerful urge dragged him out of bed and into the bathroom. When he relieved himself, what came out was not urine. It was thick, white liquid, like milk. He stared at it in disbelief. He even laughed nervously, thinking he was hallucinating from hunger. But the next morning, the same thing happened. And again the next night. For 3 days straight, Chuka urinated nothing but milk. Fear gripped him. He went to a local clinic in Surulere, where the doctor ran tests and returned with confusion written all over his face. "Young man," the doctor said, flipping through the test results, "there's nothing wrong with your kidneys or bladder, but what's coming out of you is cow milk. Real cow milk." The news spread among the hospital staff like wildfire. Nurses whispered behind doors. A lab technician offered to pay Chuka for a sample. But it was when one of them tasted it and confirmed it was fresh, creamy milk that the story took a darker, more bizarre turn. At first, Chuka was ashamed. He stopped going out and even avoided drinking water, afraid of what might happen. But one evening, his closest friend Ifani visited him and convinced him otherwise. "My guy, do you know how much milk costs now?" Ifani said with a grin. "You're sitting on a gold mine and crying. Bro, Lagos people drink this thing every day. Let's package it and sell it." Chuka hesitated. The thought of selling what came from his body felt disgusting, unnatural. But desperation is a powerful persuader. Rent was due, his mother was sick back in the village, and he was tired of watching his life waste away. So, they started small. Ifani brought empty plastic bottles. Chuka filled them quietly at night, and they sold them to street tea sellers and pap vendors as organic farm milk. Nobody suspected a thing. The milk was fresh, tasty, and even longer lasting than normal cow milk. Within weeks, they were making more money than Chuka had ever earned in his life. By the 3rd month, they had rented a small shop near Yaba Market, branded their product as Wit Gold Pure Dairy, and customers lined up every morning. But strange things started happening. People who drank the milk swore it cured their stomach problems. Some claimed it gave them strength and improved their health. Word spread beyond Lagos, people were traveling from as far as Ibadan and Benin just to buy the mysterious milk. And that was when the trouble truly began. The morning everything changed started like any other. A long line had already formed outside Wit Gold Pure Dairy before sunrise. Chuka wore his usual face mask and gloves, part hygiene, part disguise, and Ifani handled the customers with his usual loud charisma. Business was booming, but there was a strange man at the end of the queue that day. He wasn't buying anything. He was just watching. After everyone left, the man approached the counter, flashing a badge from the National Food and Drug Administration, NAFDAC. "Good morning. I'm Inspector Olayinka Ajayi," he said, his eyes narrowing on the shelves. "We've received reports about your milk. We need a sample for analysis." Chuka's heart skipped. He forced a smile and handed him a bottle. But that night, he couldn't sleep. For the first time, fear crept into his success. What if they found out? What if they tested it and discovered where it really came from? 3 days later, the fear became reality. The police raided the shop. They confiscated every bottle, sealed the building, and summoned Chuka and Ifani to NAFDAC headquarters. The interrogation room was cold and silent. Olayinka placed the lab report on the table and stared at them like he already knew the truth. "We found no trace of animal DNA in this milk," he said calmly. "No cow, no goat, nothing. So I'll ask once, where is this milk coming from?" Ifani's voice shook as he tried to spin a story about a secret supplier from the north, but Olayinka slammed his hand on the table. Don't lie to me. We traced it to this location, and there's no farm here. So either you tell us the truth, or you're going to prison for food fraud. Chuka's palms were sweating. His chest felt tight. And then, in a trembling voice, he told them everything, from the first night he urinated milk to the decision to sell it. The room went silent. Olayinka's expression shifted from anger to disbelief. You're telling me you urinate milk, he said, leaning forward. Chuka nodded shamefully. At first, they thought he was mad. But when they demanded proof and he reluctantly provided a sample on the spot, and the tests confirmed it was 100% natural cow milk, the entire investigation took a shocking turn. Within a week, Chuka's story leaked online. Nigerian social media exploded. Headlines screamed. Lagos man urinates fresh milk. Wheat Gold Dairy shut down over human milk scandal. NAFDAC investigates miracle man with holy urine. Some called him a miracle of God. Others labeled him a witch or demon. Church leaders wanted to pray for him. Herbalists claimed he was chosen. Scientists from the University of Lagos begged to study him. But the most dangerous attention came from people he never expected, private companies and foreign pharmaceutical giants who saw dollar signs in his condition. Offers started pouring in, millions of naira for blood samples, contracts to donate milk under controlled conditions. And then, the threats began. Anonymous calls at midnight. Unmarked cars parked near his house. One night, as he walked home from a meeting, two masked men dragged him into a black SUV, blindfolded him, and drove off. When the blindfold came off, he was in a dark room, and a man in a gray suit was sitting in front of him, holding a contract. Sign this, the men said quietly, sliding the paper forward. Work with us. You'll never have to worry about money again. Refuse, and you might never walk free again. Chuka's hands shook as he stared at the papers. He didn't know who they were, but he knew one thing for sure: his life was no longer his own. And as he reached for the pen, a voice inside him whispered, "This is only the beginning." The men in the gray suit watched silently as Chuka's trembling hand hovered over the contract. Sweat dripped from his forehead. His entire life, from poverty in Ojulegba to selling milk from his own body, had led to this moment. But then, something in him shifted. A deep voice inside whispered, "If you sign this, you'll be their prisoner forever." Chuka dropped the pen. "I'm not signing anything," he said, his voice steadier than he felt. "I don't care how much money you offer. I'm not an experiment." The man's face hardened. Two bodyguards stepped closer. For a moment, Chuka thought it was over, but then, the door burst open. NAFDAC officers, led by Inspector Olayinka, stormed the building. "Put your hands where we can see them." Olayinka barked. Chaos erupted. The mysterious men were arrested, and Chuka was freed. He later learned that the company behind the kidnapping had ties to illegal human experiments, and they planned to use his condition to create a new line of synthetic products. After the ordeal, the government placed Chuka under medical observation. Scientists studied him for months, trying to understand the source of his strange gift. The results shocked everyone. His body had a rare genetic mutation that allowed certain cells in his bladder to produce and secrete lactase and casein, the main components of milk. It was a 1 in a billion condition. No one else on record had it. With time, Chuka decided to use his gift differently. Instead of secretly selling the milk, he partnered with researchers to develop safe medical and nutritional uses for it. The project created jobs, advanced science, and even helped sick children who couldn't afford formula. The same people who once mocked and doubted him now celebrated him as the miracle man of Lagos. And though his journey was strange and full of danger, Chuka had finally found purpose, not in money, but in helping others. Thought Balloon, now it's your turn. What lesson did you learn from Chuka's story? Thinking face. Was it about never letting greed control your decisions, or about turning your uniqueness into something positive? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Medium skin tone, hand pointing down, and don't forget to subscribe for more unbelievable real-life stories like this one. You definitely don't want to miss what's coming next.